6'3". Ooh, buddy, what's she doing to me? She got loving and she's mighty strange. Well, Vampire, that's her name. Vampire, yeah, Vampire. Vampire, yeah, that's my baby's name. Late last night we were out all alone, sitting on a cold graveyard stone. Here comes Dracula and Frankenstein, looking for the sugar at supper time. Vampire, yeah, vampire. Vampire, that's my baby's name. Took Vampire to a rock and roll. When we started to do the stroll, her knees started shaking, her eyeballs twist. Looked like a mummy with the silk on your wrist. You vampire, hey, my vampire. Vampire, that's my baby's name. Vampire, she wants to marry me. Set up house in a cemetery. Put a little coffin underneath the ground. Ain't like living way downtown. Vampire, yeah, my vampire. Vampire, that's my baby's name. Vampire, you cold. You just scared me to death.
Arson. A new murder. Police have found no clue as yet to the identity of the Bat. But City Detective Anderson said today it is useless combing the underworld for him. The Bat is too intelligent. We will have to look higher.
Oh.
Lizzie, what did you really see last night?
Right over there. I was standing at the top of the staircase. The lights went out, and when I looked down here, I saw an eye. A gleaming eye. And it winked.
That was your chance, Lizzie. A ghost that wanted to flirt with you.
Ghost nothing. How do we know it wasn't the Bat?
Because the Bat wouldn't come within 1,000 miles of you. You'd scare him to death. Go get some candles. Hello. Give me Union City Police Headquarters, please. Yes. Hello. I'd like to speak to City Detective Anderson, please.
Of our hearts, shut not thy merciful ears to our prayer, but spare us, Lord most holy, O God most mighty, O holy and merciful Savior, thou most worthy Judge eternal, suffer us not at our last hour for any pains of death to fall from thee. Amen.
I'll be going out to the house.
You can't. I've rented it for that Miss Van Gorder.
You're a very callous young man. Your uncle's been dead for less than a week.
He wouldn't let it stand idle with that banker's mind of his.
The bank. I've just been there to open up.
Yes?
Gone. The securities are gone. I opened the vaults.
What about Jack Bailey?
The cashier?
I tried to call him. Vanished. No one's seen him since yesterday.
Miss Neely, can't we go back to the city and come back next summer? Because I know what's going to happen to us. We're all going to be murdered in our beds.
You were born on a brick pavement, Lizzie. Anything in the country would frighten you, even the crickets. Yes, Billy?
New gardener come.
New gardener at this hour? I'll see him in the kitchen. Billy, how long have you worked here for Mr. Fleming?
13 year, missy.
And this is the first time there have ever been disturbances in this house?
Last 2 days only. Find window open, nobody there. Door slam, nobody there.
Let's go to the city.
Lizzie, will you lock the library windows? And Billy, you see that all the outer doors on this floor are locked. And bring me the keys. I'll wait up for my niece. Lizzie! Oh, see here, Lizzie. I may as well tell you. Stop all this foolish screaming. I'm having a detective sent down tonight from police headquarters in the city.
A detective?
Yes. The one in the paper is Mr. Anderson.
Miss Neely, you're keeping something from me. You know more than I do.
I devoutly hope so. I'm not certain I'll need him, but detective work fascinates me. It'll be interesting to see how a good one goes about it. Now, I asked you to bolt those windows. You're the new gardener?
Yes, madam. Brooks is my name.
You're the man my niece engaged in the city this afternoon?
Yes, madam.
Miss Neely, out on the grounds down by the gate, somebody yelled.
What did they yell?
Just a yell, a terrible yell.
Did you see anyone as you came up the driveway?
No.
Who's he?
You take a liver pill and go to bed. I couldn't verify your references. The Brays are in Canada.
I'm sure if Mrs. Bray were here.
Were you? Are you a professional gardener?
Yes.
Do you know anything about hardy perennials?
Oh, yes. They're the ones that keep their leaves in the winter.
Come over here. Had any experience with rubeola?
Oh, yes. Yes, indeed.
Alopecia?
The dry weather is hard on it.
How would you treat urticaria?
I'd thin it.
You'd scratch it, you mean. Young man, urticaria is hives. Rubeola is measles, and alopecia is baldness. Now, why did you tell me that you were a professional gardener? And what are you doing here this hour of the night?
I should never have tried it. I knew you'd find me out. I don't know anything about gardening. The truth is that I was desperate. I had to have work.
That's all?
It's enough when you're broke.
Oh, Billy, have you had anything to eat lately?
Not since this morning.
Billy, give this man something to eat and then show him where he's to sleep. You keep this with you. The local light company crawls under the bed whenever there's a thunderstorm. Good night.
Good night, ma'am, and thank you.
Oh, Miss Neely, have you lost your senses taking a stranger into the house? A good-looking man comes in the door and your brains fly out the window. How do you know he isn't the bat?
That will be Dale. I'll let her in. When the detective comes, we'll put him in the blue room. Go see that it's ready.
Detective, tiptoeing around with his eyes to all the keyholes. Body won't be safe in the tub.
Dale, is that you?
Yes, Aunt Cornelia.
Who's with you?
Dr. Wells offered to drive me home from the club.
And how are we this evening, Miss Van Gogh?
Very well, thank you. Doctor, will you forgive me? I may as well tell you. Last night and the night before, attempts were made to get into this house.
I didn't know how awful.
I don't want to alarm you with it. I'm hoping this fresh air will pick you up. How was the country club tonight, Doctor?
Gloomy.
You know, the Union Bank closed today.
I heard. You know the story?
It's the usual story. Cashier, young chap named Bailey, looted the place of over $1 million.
How do you know he did it? Couldn't somebody else?
The only other person who had access to those securities was Courtly Fleming. Unfortunately, he's dead.
Oh, Dale, did you know this, Bailey? Yes, slightly. Before he died, could Courtly Fleming have robbed his own bank?
Well, if he did, I can testify that he didn't have the money with him in Colorado. I was there. I'd persuade him to take his first vacation in years. And his heart acted up. And I found myself with the unpleasant duty of bringing home the body of my best friend. No, he had his faults, but not that.
What is it? Childish. A paper around a stone.
Wait a minute, huh?
The bolt is on the top there.
This is fair warning. Leave the house before anything happens to you.
Well, who do you think wrote it?
A fool, that's who. If anything were calculated to make me stay here, this sort of thing would do it.
Don't let anybody in.
Keep front door, please. Bell ring.
Before you admit the visitor, get his name. And, Billy, if it's Mr. Anderson, you take him into the library.
Anderson?
It's a detective from police headquarters.
A detective?
Not necessary to tell the doctor. I think he's a sort of perambulating bedside gossip.
He got away in the shrubbery.
Would you bolt that door again, please, Doctor?
Oh, of course. Miss Van Gorder, may I speak frankly?
Generally speaking, I detest frankness.
I think you ought to leave the house. Have you any enemies?
Don't insult me. Of course I have. Enemies are an indication of character.
Why don't you stay the night at my house in the village? I can make you comfortable there, or if you won't come, let me stay here.
No, thank you, Doctor. I don't frighten easily.
You come. I didn't get far, did I? Who's come?
I don't know. The new gardener, perhaps.
Will you take a parting word of advice? The thing to do with a midnight prowler is leave him alone. Lock your bedroom doors and don't let anything bring you out till morning.
Oh,
Good night, then.
good night, Doctor. Billy will let you out. Good night, Doctor.
Dale.
There's a detective.
They've traced me here?
And they had him come. People have been trying to break in here at night.
That proves it. I know what happened.
What?
Courtly Fleming took that money, hid it here, and somebody knows he did.
Why didn't you go to the police and tell them that?
Do you think they'd have believed me? Do you believe me? Dale, I didn't take that money.
Well, of course you didn't. Here, Mr. Anderson. It was smashed just a few minutes ago.
Good, clean fun, isn't it? Someone wants to get you out of here, all right. Do you mind if I move this? We ought to have some kind of barricade. Anyone could reach his hand through and open the latch. You women are here alone?
I have this. I don't know much about it. But I should be able to hit something.
Would you mind putting that away? I like to get in the papers as much as anybody, but not on that page.
I've been reading your statement tonight about the bat.
You don't think he's trying to get in here?
Someone is, for some reason.
Any liquor stored in the house?
Yes.
What?
11 bottles of homemade elderberry wine.
You're safe. Anyway, you can always tell when the bat has anything to do with a crime. He always signs his name to it.
His name?
It's a figure of speech. The newspapers started calling him the Bat because he always works at night and very fast. In the last 6 months, he's taken up the name himself. Pure bravado. Sometimes he just draws the outline of a bat to leave his signature. Once he got a hold of a real bat and nailed it to the wall.
Oh, there they go again. I should tell you one thing more. This house belonged to the late Courtly Fleming.
Oh, the Union Bank.
Yes, could there possibly be any connection between these disturbances and that bank theft today?
I'll tell you how headquarters figures it. In the first place, the cashier is missing. In the second place, if Courtly Fleming robbed his own bank and got as far as Colorado with the money, he'd have had it on him. In the third place, suppose he had hidden the money around this house. Why would he rent the house to you?
He didn't. I rented it from his nephew. Now, I've read a great deal about crime detection.
I'm sure you have. There are a lot of amateur detectives crawling around the country these days trying to tell the police how to do their jobs. Now, you go to bed and get a good night's sleep. I'll stay up and keep an eye on things.
Very well. Would you like some coffee to keep you awake?
Don't need it.
Good night.
Did you ask Dick Fleming to come tonight?
Yes, he was at the club. What do you want me to find out from him?
Now listen, one time at the bank, quite by accident, I heard the old man say there was a blocked-off room somewhere in the house. I say that's where the money is.
Would Dick Fleming know about the room?
He might. If only I had a blueprint of this place. I've only got one night to work in.
Yes. Spooky place in the dark, isn't it?
Yes.
Was it you I just heard?
I guess so. I'm Miss Van Gorder's niece, Dale Ogden. You're not going to stay up all night, are you?
I may. Why?
Oh, nothing.
Yes? Yes, this is Anderson. Rotten connection. Go ahead. You're sure of that, are you? I see. Do you know the cashier at the Union Bank? No. No? That was headquarters. They've just searched Bailey's rooms and they found some letters there from you.
Very well. We're engaged.
Why didn't you tell me that before?
It's been a secret. I haven't even told my aunt yet. How can the police be so stupid as to accuse Jack Bailey? Do you think he'd wreck his future like that?
It pushed me. The eye. I was coming out of the bathroom. It's gone upstairs, top floor.
Run past you, did he? Come into my room, Dick.
Thank you for coming. I'm sorry to trouble you.
You mind if I smoke?
No. Come into the library.
What's all the mystery? Why did you want me to...
Mr. Fleming, I'm going to say something brutal, but I have to. You see, I'm engaged to Jack Bailey. Yes. Now, he hasn't run away. He's in this house. He's here because he knows he didn't take the money, and the only person who could have taken it is your uncle.
That's not a nice thing to say about a dead man.
It's true.
And you think I know where it is?
There's a hidden room. There's a blocked-off room in this house.
Oh, boy, this is good. Hey, let me get it straight now. There's a hidden room and the money's in it, is that it?
Do you know where there are any blueprints to the house?
Blueprints? Why, yes, there may be some. Have you looked in that telephone table in the hall?
No.
Well, here, why don't you go see?
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Nope.
Oh, you found it. Aren't you going to let me see it?
Well, I don't know. Give me 3 good reasons why I should.
If you won't give it to me, give it to the detective and let him search.
Detective? Here? What for?
Well, people have been trying to break in
What
here.
people?
I don't know.
Imagine that. They must be here.
What are you doing?
Miss Ogden, suppose I needed money badly. It's happened before, you know. Suppose I choose to believe that my dear departed uncle left me some cash right here in this house. Now, why would I give it away?
If you go out of this room with that paper, I will scream for help.
And the detective will come running, and I'll tell him that Jack Bailey is right here where he wants him. You won't do that.
Oh, Mr. Fleming. Mr. Fleming, please. Mr. Fleming. I want that blueprint. Now give it to me. Give it. Oh!
He's dead. Who is he?
Richard Fleming. Somebody shot him.
What do you mean by somebody?
Somebody up there. It looked like a bat.
I told you man went up that staircase.
I've been all over the house. There was nobody. But we have something odd here, Miss Van Gorder. Courtleigh Fleming's nephew was shot in this house on the very day the bank fails, and the only person with him is your niece,
Well,
who was engaged to the missing cashier.
is this true, Dale?
Yes, but I didn't do it. I didn't.
No one said you did. There's someone else in this house, Mr. Anderson.
I don't think so, but if it will make you any happier, you'll go over the... Wait a minute. Who's this?
The gardener.
I've seen you somewhere. Not in the portrait gallery at headquarters, are you?
Not yet.
Well, we don't need any gardening done at the moment. I have work to do. You two, go over the place thoroughly.
If I can just take this revolver.
No, I will take care of the revolver. Thank you. This yours?
It's mine.
One shot has been fired.
I fired it myself this afternoon.
You're a quick thinker. What was Fleming doing here?
I don't know.
Well, I'll ask the question another way. How did he get into the house?
Through the front door. He had a key. He used to live here.
What were you doing with this revolver?
I heard him outside. I was frightened.
When he came in, what did he say to you?
Nothing. He just came in
And was shot from above? Is that your story?
Yes.
Are these questions necessary? Surely you don't think for a moment that Miss Ogden killed that man.
I think she knows more than she's telling us. You stay here.
Dale, are you doing something foolish because you're engaged to that cashier?
Auntie, don't ask me that. That part, if it's true, there was a shot and he just fell over.
Yes?
Oh, I'm Dr. Wells.
Doctor. Good. I'll need your help.
Why?
Anderson, city police. Will you come in here?
Of course, but what's happened?
Richard Fleming, Doctor.
Dick Fleming.
Shot and killed from the staircase.
Shot and killed, anyhow.
From the staircase. What was Dick doing here at this hour?
I think Miss Ogden can tell us. She was here when it happened.
He died instantly, I suppose. Didn't have time to say anything.
No.
Mr. Anderson, this proves that my fears were correct. Will you use your influence to see that these two ladies are taken to some safer spot for the night?
Joe, what about me? Oh, I wish the lights would go out and just stay out forever.
Lizzie, go make some coffee.
Miss Ogden, what papers did you and Richard Fleming burn here tonight?
Papers?
Papers. The ashes are still in the fireplace.
My niece said he didn't even go into the living room.
I hold in my hand proof that he was in the living room for some time. His cigarette with his monogram on it. Furthermore, there are edges of blueprint in that fireplace. What were you and Dick Fleming doing with the blueprint?
All right, I will tell you what happened. I sent for Richard Fleming, and when he came, I asked him where there were any blueprints to the house.
Why did you want blueprints?
Because I believed that old Mr. Fleming took the money from the Union Bank himself and hid it here.
How did you get that idea?
I won't tell you.
Well, what did blueprints have to do with it?
I'd heard that there was a hidden room built into this house.
And did you locate that room?
No.
Well, why did you burn the blueprints?
He burned them. I don't know why.
Mr. Anderson, with your permission, I would like to move the body.
Yes, and I'll want a report, Doctor, on the direction of the wound.
Find nobody. Gardner disappeared. No find him now.
Billy, the doctor will need your assistance. I suggest the library, Doctor.
The truth now, Miss Ogden? Did he burn all the blueprints?
Yes, all of it.
All right, then. That means he must have located the room first. It was upstairs, wasn't it? He knew it was upstairs. So did you. He started to go toward that staircase.
He was going to take the money and go away with
Dale,
it.
be careful what you say.
He changed the minute he heard about it. He was going to be
You wanted to
helpful
find
before.
the money to save Bailey, but in order to do it, you had to take young Fleming into your confidence. He double-crossed you. Rather than let him get away with it, didn't you kill him? Then why didn't you call for help? You knew I was here.
I couldn't.
This girl is nearly hysterical. Mr. Anderson, I forbid you to question her any further. I shall want time and perhaps legal advice before I will permit a
If I
night.
could find that room for you, if I could locate that hidden room for you, would that establish Jack Bailey's
If the money were there, yes.
Dale, you must let me handle this. Mr. Anderson, you're skipping a step. If that shot was fired from above, then Dale had nothing to do with it.
We'll find out. Doctor, have you examined the wound?
Straight to the heart.
Any powder marks?
No. He was apparently shot from some little distance, and I should say from above.
You see, Mr. Anderson?
You, get me that gardener. Now, don't tell me he's disappeared. Go find him.
I wonder if this has any meaning. I picked it up on my way to the house just now. Man's watch, partially crushed into the ground. And you see it stopped running.
Yes, at 10:30.
Looked like there'd been a struggle. The gravel was all torn up.
It was 10:30 when Lizzie heard someone cry out on the ground.
I don't suppose it has any bearing on the case, but it's just...
Is that Billy?
He ran into the kitchen.
Is that all you're going to say? We can't help you. Doctor, see what you can do with him. He's paralyzed with fright.
Everything's gone wrong.
Well, Mr. Rubiola, alopecia, urticaria, otherwise Bailey. If that fool of a detective were as smart as he thinks he is, he'd have had you an hour ago. Now, Dale, is there a piece of blueprint that wasn't burned?
Yes.
Where is it?
I don't know. The cat he had it in his hand when he started up the stairs. It's not there now.
How do you know?
Well, after Dr. Wells went into the kitchen, I looked myself.
I see. Well, it's perfectly clear, isn't it? Dr. Wells has the blueprint. Now, all we have to do is keep him from going up those stairs.
Well, why Dr. Wells?
My dear girl, who has been standing guard over the body ever since he came in here?
I think that Billy's crazy.
Someday I want to meet the real estate man who told me I'd sleep in this house as I never slept before. I have. I've slept with my clothes on every single night. Brooks, would you get me some wood for the fire?
Yes, madam. You don't suppose your servants are deliberately seeing spooks in order to frighten you out of the house?
I do not. Oh, Doctor! Dr. Will?
Yes?
Doctor, you wouldn't have some sleeping powders with you. I'm afraid we're all going to need them tonight.
In my bed. I don't usually recommend these drugs, and I'd much rather you simply left the house, but I'll get some.
You called him off the staircase and sent him away deliberately. Why?
Ever tried a knit when you wanted to think?
I don't need knitting to think straight, thank you.
I wonder. You have so much evidence you don't know what to do with. Ever hear the story about the man who took the clock apart, and when he put it together again, he had enough left over to make another clock?
All right. You're getting at something. What?
Why, you have been annoying Dale with your questions. I, too, have not been idle. Now, it's perfectly evident to me that one intelligence has been at work behind the things that have happened in this house.
Who?
I'll ask you that. Someone who, knowing Courtly Fleming well, also knew of the hidden room. Someone who, finding me in occupation of the house, tried to get rid of me, first by frightening me and then by urging me to go. Someone who very possibly entered this house shortly before the murder tonight and slipped up that staircase.
The doctor?
Earlier this evening, I asked Dr. Wells to bolt that terrace door. He pretended to, but I don't think he did it. He meant to return later himself. And there's another thing I'll tell you. There is a piece of blueprint.
What?
Yes, Dale lied to you. You're not really very successful with women, Mr. Anderson. I'll give you some pointers later. Oh, over here, Lizzie.
You don't honestly think you need a detective, do you?
I am a humble follower in your footsteps. Richard Fleming had the blueprint when he started up the stairs. It's not in his hands now. The doctor has taken very good care of him.
I see. I think I shall have to have a few words with our busy friend.
The window! It's closing.
Why don't you put that creature on the bed?
Why don't you find out if someone's out there?
Lizzie, what's the matter?
The window! It's closed.
Doctor, I'm going to put these women to bed. If you'll give me... Thank
One
you.
powder will do. Miss Van Gorder, you can still stay the night at my house. You know, discretion is the better part of valor.
I have been discreet for 60 years, and sometimes I think it was a mistake. Come.
I'll trouble you for that blueprint, Doctor.
What blueprint?
The one you just failed to throw in the fireplace. Now, this situation is between you and me, Dr. Wells. It has nothing to do with that poor fool of a cashier. He didn't take the money, and you know it. It's hidden in this house, and you know that, too. Were you at the top of the staircase when Dick Fleming was shot?
I was not. I haven't been upstairs in this house in 3 months.
Upstairs? So that's where the hidden room is.
I didn't say that.
Pick it up. Put it on the table. Now stand back. Behind a fireplace, huh? Which fireplace? In what room?
I haven't the faintest idea.
All right. I'll find out.
I never saw him before. Do you recognize him? Anyone?
Oh, is he badly hurt?
Oh, hard to tell. I think not. Water. You're all right now, my friend. Water. You're a little dizzy, that's all. Water.
Water. Billy, get some water.
Whiskey'd be better.
There's some whiskey in my room, Billy.
Yes, he didn't close it. I know. Now, my man, you're among friends. Face up. What happened to you?
I'm dazed. I don't remember.
Why doesn't somebody ask him his name?
What's your name?
Look at his papers.
Where's Anderson? This is a police matter. I'll see if I can find him.
No. Help me with this. He'll be back in a minute. He was here a moment ago. He has no papers, nothing.
Oh, there they go again. Here's the candle, quick. Oh, and there are some others in the library. Will you get them, Brooke?
This door's locked.
Locked. Quickly, go around through the hallway.
What's happening? We're locked in this room. Here you can.
Come. Is every man in this house a hopeless incompetent? How could we be locked in? Now we know he's in the house. Will you gentlemen search all the rooms? Or must I do it myself?
Billy, you take the second floor. I'll go all the way up. Go to your rooms. I'll account for everything down here.
Lizzie, will you stop sticking to me like a mustard plaster? Found anything?
You should be in your room. It isn't safe.
I thought you might want this.
What room is this?
It's the storeroom, nothing but trunks.
The window's open.
The
40-foot drop to the ground. He couldn't have. What?
The candle grease, it's hot. And there's more of it. It's down on the floor. Where does it lead?
Right. To the fireplace. Why the fireplace?
That's what we're going to find out.
Get in here. Lock this door. What are you doing running around loose by yourself? Where is everybody?
They're searching the house. There's no sign of anybody. Oh, it's Lizzie's head. There ought to be something you pull or push or... Oh! Merciful heavens. Jack, be careful.
Nobody home. We've got the money. It's empty. The money's gone. Well, that settles me.
I saw the bat. He went down the hall and was 8 feet tall and had a face like a demon.
Did you see his face?
It was all black.
A mask. Come on.
Yes, you stay here with Lizzie. I'll send Billy up to you. There's a candle there. Lizzie. See if we got a match.
Here. Have him. I'm not going to stay here in the dark. If I'm going to die, I want to die downstairs.
Lizzie! You have a light.
I heard your voices that was coming through the window.
Coming in the window, just like a bat.
I saw the light up here from downstairs.
What did you do with it?
Mantle's closed.
Hey!
Yes, Doctor, we found the hidden room.
Did you close it?
You knew where it was.
No, I didn't.
Is Dale in there, Dale?
Here, open it.
Dale?
Oh. Let me go! Quick, matches! Doctor, why did you put out that candle?
I didn't.
You did, I saw
Doctor! She's here! Hurry, quick!
Oh, Miss Deary, I can't stand it. My teeth are chattering.
Take them out and put them in your pocket. Oh.
You're lucky. She's only fainted. She'll be all right in a minute. I'll get something from downstairs.
You took my revolver from me downstairs, Doctor. I'd like to have it back now.
That's right. Come in when everything's over.
Here she's coming around. Mr. Anderson, we found her locked in that room.
Dale? Can you tell us?
I hid in there. And then he came in. And he said, "Don't move or I'll kill you."
You know who that man was? Do you?
No, I don't.
I do. It was the bat.
Oh, stop harping on the bat. No, Miss Van Gorder, we'll ask the doctor who took the money out of the safe. We'll ask the doctor who attacked me downstairs, knocked me senseless, and locked me in the library. The next time you put handcuffs on a man, Doctor, be sure you take the key out of his pocket. All right, now where's that money?
I don't know.
You knew it was in this room?
Yes, I knew that.
You'd been up here earlier tonight.
No, I couldn't get up.
But you knew who took it? Who? All right, Doctor. This time, I'll do the locking up.
Wait! A man just came through the skylight and went down the stairway.
Where?
Down the stairs. Help him, doctor. Oh, oh. What did you see?
I didn't see anything. I had to get that dreaded detective out of the way before he wasted any more time. By the time he gets back, I may have a little surprise party for him.
What's this? And you don't think the doctor's done all this?
Of course not. He's just guilty enough to look more guilty than he is. But the man who was locked in there with you, Dale, is the man who killed Dick Fleming and took that money. Now, one thing is clear. When we first came in here tonight, we frightened him away. But there's a question. Why did he come back? All in all, I think there's only one answer to that question.
You think the money's still here?
I do. You search that side of the room. There.
Courtney Fleming!
He's dead. But his body's still warm.
Billy's ghost. Oh, quick! His wristwatch. Does it have a luminous dial?
Yes.
Ah, that's Lizzie's moving eye.
Then he couldn't have died in Colorado.
Of course not. He and the doctor had a nice little plan. He robbed his own bank. The doctor courteously wrote out a death certificate and brought back an empty coffin while Fleming hid up here. They meant to split the proceeds, but unfortunately Dick Fleming wasn't cut in on it, and he foolishly rented the house to me. We got in their way.
Then did he kill Dick? Well, who killed him? The doctor?
The doctor doesn't even know he's dead. Why do you suppose he put this candle out a few minutes ago? He thought Courtney Fleming was behind the mantel with Dale, and he wanted to give him a chance to get away. But he wasn't there. He was dying. But the man who killed him and killed Dick Fleming was the man who was in there with Dale.
Who?
The Bat. Go, detective! Not yet. Close the door. No one can help Courtney Fleming now, and I'm not through yet.
Oh, I am. I am through. I'm going to get my clothes together, and I'm going to pack my suitcase, and I am going to...
Ivy! Whose bag is that?
Mine, not mine.
The money. It is.
Jack! Jack, everything will be all right now. Fire!
The garage. The garage is burning.
Not a sound out of you. Close that bag and put it back where you found it.
Why, you...
Jack! Do what he tells you.
He's the Bat.
Blow out that candle.
I'm going to scream. I can't help it.
Put that woman in the mantel room and shut it.
I'll go. I'll go. I'll be glad to go.
Not a sound if you value your lives. In a moment or two, a man will come into this room, probably through that window. A man who started the fire to draw you out of this house.
Can't you at least let the women go?
Are you crazy? I want to keep them here where we can watch them. Don't you understand?
I have understood very clearly for the past hour. The man who killed Dick Fleming and that poor wretch in there, the man who locked us in downstairs and stole the money, the man who started that fire is...
Stand up, Mr. Bat. So I can put on the bracelets. Sometimes the cleverest bat flies through the wrong windows. Theft, arson, murder. That's a good night's work, even for you.
It's Mr. Anderson.
No. This is Mr. Anderson.
That's right. This man has been impersonating me. He jumped me in the driveway, knocked me out, and tied me up in the garage. You're a good actor, Mr. Bat. How did you know I was coming? Did you tap the wires at headquarters?
I'll tell you that one.
All right, all of you, get your hands up. You, do what I say.
Why, I
I took the bullets out of that revolver 2 hours ago.
I'll put a hole in your back if you move. You never can tell what a woman will do.
As it happens, I didn't. The first lie in an otherwise stainless life.
Come in. Welcome. I'm E.G. Marshall. Ever read this sort of advertisement in the real estate section of the newspaper or the personal columns of a magazine? Young Austrian couple, no children, no pets, would like to exchange their gemütlich Alpine chalet for New York apartment, 2 to 3 months. Please write, etc., etc., etc. If you had read that, would you be tempted to try it? Don't. It could work out nicely, but then again...
What is it? I don't know, Moira. I think something flew into the room.
Something? What?
A bird, like a huge gray owl.
We shouldn't have left the window open.
I'm glad we did. It flew right out again.
Our mystery drama was written especially for the Mystery Theater by Ian Martin and stars Don Scardino and Jennifer Harmon. I'll be back shortly with Act One. The advertisement I began to read to you was the actual one that Alec and Maura Grant answered. Maura was interested because Alec was exhausted from overwork, and she felt he needed a long vacation. Alec, because they had recently been married, and so far had been denied a honeymoon. Outside of these two small concerns, they had nothing in the world to worry them. They were blissfully happy. The gods were good to them. How fortunate. Except it was Byron who said, "Whom the gods love, die young."
Professor Grant.
You don't have to be formal. It's just me.
Oh, who's me?
Your wife.
Oh, that...
Darling, the most marvelous thing just happened. It came.
Oh, that's nice. What came?
A letter from Frau Gottschalk in Austria. She's charming. There's a picture of her and her husband, and they look like dear people. And the house is a dream, and they want to exchange. Only they don't own a car. But couldn't we just rent one there and...
Hey, honey, slow down, will you?
Oh, when are you coming home?
I'm just finishing up. I had to empty the drawers and get all this junk out of poor Murray's way.
Well, you're only going to be away from the university for a year. It's still your office.
Not while I'm on sabbatical leave. But it's all done. I should be home within the hour.
Oh, hurry, darling. I'm just bursting with all the news about Austria.
I'm Dr. Alec Grant, and my sabbatical leave began at the beginning of the summer. I hold a full chair in philosophy at Gotham University, and my intention was to spend my sabbatical year finishing a book. When Murray Sprague got in a bind and asked me to take over a summer course he was teaching in comparative theology, I would have turned him down, except that it was he who was covering my courses while I was on leave. It was a stroke of luck that I said I would. First, because during the course, I learned more than I wanted to know about demonology, but mainly because I met Moira and we got married.
There's only one hitch, Alec, provided you think the house sounds right.
Moira, it sounds too good to be true. I mean, right on its own lake, isolated, but only 10 miles by road from Wintersbad, ski trails everywhere, and enough peace and quiet for me to finish my book. So what's the hitch?
We won't be alone.
I knew it was too good to be true. What are we stuck with? An ancient dachshund?
Oh, no, just a housekeeper. But we don't have to pay for her.
That's bad?
I think it's good.
What's she like?
She's sort of an old family retainer, but Gretel says she cooks like an angel and disappears right after dinner every night, and you never hear from her till you're ready for breakfast in the morning.
Gretel?
That's Frau Gottschalk's name. Her husband is Hans. Oh, isn't it too much? Hansel and Gretel in this divine gingerbread house waiting for us.
Plus a built-in witch?
Oh, now that's unfair to Frau Zauber. Gretel says she's a dear old thing and will take care of us like we were her own children.
Well, I don't need anyone to take care of me but you.
Oh, and you know how totally I want to possess you, surround you, make you all my own.
Well, you don't have to try. You got me.
So we are off for the Austrian Tyrol?
Well, aren't there arrangements to be made? How do you know they'll like this old dump of ours? Mine.
That's all settled. I've described it and sent pictures.
When do they plan to arrive?
A week from Saturday, the morning of the day we leave. We'll have a whole day to show them everything and help them get settled.
Well, I hope they don't miss their plane.
Oh, stop trying to put the hex on all this, Alex. Anyway, your child bride was smart enough to cover that.
How?
Well, if by any chance things get crossed up and they don't arrive before we leave, Betty Sprague has the keys and she'll settle them in.
And they know about that?
Of course.
I mean, you've heard from them since you wrote them?
Natch, worrywart.
I don't mean to sound that way. It's just that, well, why didn't we just get them on the phone and work out all the last-minute details?
Well, that's the one thing I didn't mention. They don't have a phone.
They don't?
Well, who needs it? We can shut out the rest of the world. Oh, isn't it heaven?
Well, as long as I share it with you. The idea of being that isolated was heaven to me. I couldn't put my finger on what niggling little thought kept sputtering in my brain like a loose electrical connection. And in the face of Moira's enthusiasm and shining expectation of our projected trip, I didn't have the heart to allow anything to spoil it. I never dreamed my random hunch would turn out to be true.
Hello? Yes, this is Mrs. Grant.
Is that the Gottschalks?
Shh. What? A cablegram from Frankfurt, Germany? Right. No, please, read it to me. If you got a pencil, darling.
Right here.
That's correct. Just read the message. Missed connections here. We arrived New York a day late. Sorry we will miss you, but please not to delay your departure. Frau Zauber expects you. We will contact your Mrs. Sprague, and all will be well. Auf Wiedersehen, Hans and Gretel Gottschalk. Yes, thank you, operator. I have it. No, a copy will not be necessary.
They missed the plane?
Or maybe you ought to take up fortune-telling.
I'm sorry, darling.
No, I didn't mean to bite at you. I'm just disappointed. I would have liked to have met them.
Well, do you want to cancel our flight?
Are you kidding? That's a special excursion deal that saves us a fortune. Besides, we have to pick up our car in Munich. We don't want anything to go wrong with that.
Okay. And we'll let Betty Sprague handle our German cousins.
Austrian.
Oh, my apologies to the Grand Duke or whoever.
I think it's the Chancellor. Anyway, we're going on a honeymoon in Austria, darling, and we're going to love every minute of it.
It's so easy to be prophetic in hindsight. But some chill tremor, even then, closed around my shoulders like a shawl. I shrugged it off because Moira was sizzling with delighted anticipation. The plane flight across the Atlantic was uneventful, except for Moira's constant happy chatter about the new life we were headed for. By the time we got to Munich, she had me decked out in rose-colored glasses, too. And all my doubts had evaporated. We picked up the car at Munich in the early morning, and by shortly after lunch, we found ourselves arriving at the end of our journey.
Oh, it's all so green and so beautiful. It's like driving on the floor of a still green lake.
It's breathtakingly lovely. An enchanted forest. Oh, but doesn't it ever end?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. Up ahead. See?
Oh, that's the lake. And the trees are starting to thin.
Oh, there it is, Alec. Oh, it is a gingerbread cottage.
Well, it's a bit larger than a cottage, but it's a real Hansel and Gretel house, all right. With a witch waiting for us, broom in hand.
Oh, stop it, Alec. She looks like a dear little old lady.
Willkommen in Schlossfreihaus. Ich bin Frau Zauber.
Wir sind Herr und Frau Grant, aber wir haben keine Deutsche sprechen.
Ach so, it is no matter. I have English pretty good. Have you come with a nice trip?
Oh, yes. The countryside is gorgeous.
Oh, from Munich, you are arriving?
Yes, we flew in this morning and drove straight here.
Oh, I have been waiting, though. With a broom, I sweep the doorstep again and again, so you will see the house at its best. But you must be tired. Kommen Sie bitte. I show you your house of dreams.
We entered the chalet, our shadows streaming before us from the sun at our backs. Something revived that vague, uneasy feeling I had forgotten during our journey. But the tour of the house was too fascinating to allow me to dwell on it. I might never have thought of it again if it hadn't been for what happened that night. What's that?
Alec!
Hey,
What is it, darling?
Nothing. We shouldn't have left the window so wide open. I think something flew in here.
Something? What?
Oh, a bird, a sort of gray owl. Oh, don't worry, it flew right out again.
Where are you going?
I just want to have a look-see. Sounds like a storm brewing. I think I ought to close the windows.
Oh, yes, it's gotten cold. Oh, hurry back to bed. Come on, darling, close them.
Huh? Oh, yes, right. Oh, here I come.
Oh, you have cold feet.
Warm heart.
Oh, don't I know it? Oh, Alec, I love it here. The house is a dream, and I've never been so happy. I love you. Good night.
And I love you. Good night. She was back to sleep in a second, like a child. I wasn't so lucky. Was it only a wind-driven puff of gray cloud I had just seen crossing the moon? Or could it have been what it seemed to be? A monstrous ghost gray bat. I put it out of my mind. What nonsense. And then I remembered what it was I had forgotten when we entered this dream house. 3 of us, the sun behind us, our shadows dancing before us. But it didn't seem to me there were 3 shadows. Only 2.
This doesn't appear the pleasant little story it started out to be, does it? Of course, Alec has been working very hard, and he seems prey to strange premonitions, perhaps even delusions. Maybe with morning they will all have passed away, except I wouldn't count on it. An ancient legend has it that those who became proficient in the black arts were chased by the devil himself through subterranean halls. If he caught only their shadow, they became first-rate magicians or witches, but lost their shadows forever. The question here, so far, is twofold. Is there a shadow missing at all? And if there is, whose is it? Mora? Frau Zauber? Or Alec himself? Well, it's the following day. Let's see if that question is resolved.
Would you like already some more coffee, Herr Grant?
No, thanks.
Frau Grant? No. But it was wonderful, Frau Zauber. So was breakfast. And dinner last night was superb.
Dankeschön. It makes me very happy you like it. So, I clear away everything.
Thank you so much, Frau Zauber, for making us feel so much at home.
Aber it is your home while you are here. I go make you a picnic lunch. Don't worry. The mist will burn off, and it will still be a beautiful day.
Oh, isn't she an angel?
Yes. What's this about a picnic lunch, Mora?
Well, it was Frau Zauber's idea. She thought we might like to spend the day exploring. She's told me about a wonderful spot which will give us a view of the whole lake. Oh, doesn't it sound like fun?
I don't know.
What's the matter, darling?
I was just wondering about the Gottschalks. I didn't realize how much I'd miss a phone. I would like to have run down to Wintersbad and given them a ring to see if everything was all right.
Darling, you're forgetting the time difference. It's still the middle of last night at home.
Oh, that's right.
Excuse me, please.
Oh, I didn't hear you, Frau Zauber.
You were talking. I didn't want to interrupt. I have here the picnic, all in the basket. You want it now?
Oh, well, not quite yet. I want to get dressed. I won't be long, Alec. Oh, Frau Zauberg, you're so kind. You're making us very happy.
But of course I must. You are very, I don't know how to say, precious to me.
Frau Zauber, do you have any bats around here?
Bat?
Fledermaus.
Ah, das Fledermaus. Oh, nein, no bats. Nothing like that in this place. Why do you ask?
Well, we were disturbed last night. We had the window wide open, and I woke up thinking a bird was in the room. When I went to close the window, I saw something like a great gray bat flying across the moon.
Oh, and the Liebchen? She saw this too?
Oh, no. Fortunately, Moira was asleep. I didn't tell her what I thought I saw. I didn't want to upset her.
Oh, very wise, mein Herr. This holiday means so much to her. You must not disturb her. Or yourself.
Here I am. Ready to go, Alec?
Ready, willing, and champing at the bit.
Then let's get the picnic started.
It was everything a picnic ought to be. We ate in a meadow floating above the Emerald Lake. The food was sublime, and walking home over the pine needles, we were both floating on a cloud.
Oh, what a day this has been.
I think you're a little high, my pet.
I am. On clear air and the scent of pine and the quiet. Oh, the lovely quiet.
And a bottle of sparkling Rhine wine.
I only finished it because you were being such a teetotaler.
It was making me sleepy. My arm was about her waist, her head on my shoulder. I was tired myself and full of sun and fresh pine-scented wind and peace as heavy as a drug. We floated down the hills back to the chalet to find Frau Zauber waiting for us, fussing over us like children.
Ah, you are both so tired. Oh, I am a foolish old woman to send you so far on your first day.
Oh, I'm fine. I'm just, so sleepy. I've got to have a nap before dinner.
I go up right away and turn down the bed. You will join her also, Herr Grant?
No, I'm not that sleepy. I'll see Moira upstairs. Perhaps you'll make a cup of coffee for me?
Yeah, but...
Oh, you don't have to come up, Alec.
Well, I want to see you tucked in. I'll be right down, Frau Zauber. Thanks for the coffee, Frau Zauber.
Max nicht.
I needed it. I'm quite sleepy myself.
You should be resting with the little one.
Nope. This is a good chance to make a quick trip to town and make that phone call.
Why don't you wait till tomorrow?
It's only 10 miles, 15, 16 kilometers to Wintersbad. I'll be back within the hour.
Oh, I think maybe you should not drive. You look very tired.
I'd like to set my mind at rest. You just keep your eye on...
Oh, was is los, mein Herr? Something wrong?
Oh, no, not a thing in the world. Just a flat tire. Wait a minute. Both front tires are flat. I'll be damned.
Oh, is it something bad?
It's not good, Frau Zauber. Until those tires are fixed. One I could handle, but two... Is there a mechanic near here?
In Wintersbad, yeah.
Well, that's great. How do I get in touch with him without a phone?
Oh, Fritz comes with the milk. I could tell him to let the garage know.
When's that? Tomorrow morning?
9. Tomorrow's Thursday. He'll be here again on Friday.
Oh, no.
Pardon. Not even Friday. That's All Saints' Day. It's a holiday. It will not be until Saturday.
I guess that fixes that. Without wheels, I'll just have to use Shank's mirror.
Excuse me?
Walk.
Oh, 15 kilometers?
Well, not tonight, anyway. I guess my phone call to the Gottschalks can keep. Maybe I'll join my wife in that nap.
But supper?
Why don't you leave us some sandwiches?
Yeah, I will make a try. On some wine. And the coffee all ready to brew. Will there be anything else?
No. If I want you, where will you be?
I sleep in the cellar. It would be too difficult for you to find me.
Well, it doesn't matter. We both probably will sleep until morning. I went to bed with the sun still high on the horizon, never having felt more tired in my life. Moira was dead to the world, and as soon as I pulled the covers over me, so was I. No! What is it? Moira, what is it?
I thought something was biting my neck.
What? Let me see.
No, it was just a dream. There's nothing there. Oh, Alec, I'm so tired. I've got to sleep. Just sleep. It's all right with you here. With you here.
She was asleep again. I turned the light on, but it didn't disturb her. I examined her carefully, and on the right side of her throat, just under the jawline, I saw 2 marks, side by side, as though they might have been made by a hypodermic. In a sudden panic, I rolled out of bed and shut the windows fast. I came back to Moira. She was breathing as evenly as I was gasping with fright. I went through the house calling for Frau Zauber. I found the door to the cellar and went down into a rabbit warren of halls and compartments with the damp earth under them smelling of decay. All were closed, frozen shut with rusted locks, save one, which gave easily as I thrust against it. I stumbled through, clawing in the dark, down a long, twisting passage, dank and odorous, till suddenly instinct stopped me short. I took out my lighter, thumbing the wheel, and gasped at what the small flicker of its flame revealed. I was on the edge of a vast cave covered with bats. Bats everywhere, hanging upside down, gazing at me inscrutably, accusingly. The most horrible of all was a huge worm-gray one hanging by the hooks on its wing elbows, its unwinking upside-down eyes driving a dreadful hate through me like nails pinning me against the wall. Then as I raised my lighter, with a sudden powerful swing, it somersaulted upright, and spreading its enormous wings, it launched itself at me with a banshee wail. next thing I remembered was waking out of utter blackness to find myself lying on the bed with Moira shaking me gently.
Alec? Alec?
What? Yes?
What are you doing, lying outside the bedclothes?
I must have fallen asleep.
Without getting into bed?
Well, I was up because of whatever bit you. I wanted to close the windows and...
Bit me? What do you mean?
Well, don't you remember? You woke up suddenly, and you thought there was something in the room, and...
Alec, darling, I haven't been awake since I went to bed.
Oh, no, Moira. You... Well, just let me take a look at where...
Oh, what is it?
They're gone. The bite marks are gone.
Oh, Alec, my darling, what's wrong? There never were any bite marks. Nothing bit me. Oh, you must have had a bad dream.
Moira, let's get dressed and get out of this place. Now.
I can't leave now. I'm just beginning to relax. I have to sleep.
You can't, Moira. You've been asleep for over 14 hours. It's morning. The sun is up.
I must sleep.
Why? What is it, darling?
I have to be ready.
Ready? For what?
Ready for the moment when...
Moira. Moira. You've got to wake up. Oh, heaven help me. What am I going to do? I've got to have a doctor. And I can't leave her alone.
A terrible dilemma for Alec. What strange sickness is drawing the life from his wife's body? He must find help for her. On the other hand, stark and terrible is the memory of that awful cavern peopled by the obscene and monstrous bats. Or were they only a figment of his imagination? Does he need a doctor as desperately as his wife? I shall return shortly with Act 3. If there's anything that makes my blood run cold, it's a bat. Oh, somewhere there may be a bat lovers society who wish to protect the dear little furry things with their 2 canine teeth as sharp as hypodermic needles. Not me, nor Alec Grant. But which was the greater danger? Moira's strange and unaccustomed lassitude, or those horrendous bats which might live only in his imagination? Only he could make the choice.
I listened to Moira's heart. It was steady, far steadier than my own. Her pulse was strong and normal. She breathed easily. But she was in a profound sleep that was dangerously close to coma. I had to get to a doctor.
Guten Morgen, Herr Grant. Did you sleep well?
No, I didn't, Frau Zauber.
Oh, but why?
I thought you told me there were no bats in this part of the country.
Yeah? Why do you think there are?
Because I believe one bit my wife last night.
Oh, poor Liebchen.
I came down to the cellar after my wife was bitten, looking for you. I called, but you didn't hear.
Oh, I am the very sound sleeper.
Yes, I couldn't find your room, but what I did find was one door that could be opened. What do you think I found behind that door, Frau Zauber?
Oh, I have the trouble with the English. I don't...
I found a long corridor, and at the end of it, a cave full of enormous bats. Bats, Frau Zauber.
Herr Grant, I think you are having eine böse Traum, a nightmare. But there's nothing like that in the cellar.
I tell you, I saw it.
Then come. You show me.
There it is. That's the door.
Oh, but that's the door to my room. No, I show you.
couldn't believe my eyes. Beyond the door was not the twisting, shadowed corridor of the night, but a bright, neat bedroom. The walls covered with pictures, the bed neatly made and covered by a handmade counterpane. The furniture, a comfortable armchair, an inlaid chest of drawers, a huge and magnificent armoire.
Herr Grant, you look so shocked.
I am.
Oh, you should have the doctor.
You say there is one in Wintersbad?
Yeah, the Herr Dr. König. But how can you get to him?
Well, I can walk.
Ach, no, so far. 15 kilometers.
It should take me less than 3 hours.
I will not let you go.
Why not?
You trust the rheumatism in my old bones. We are to have a storm. When the snow comes, driving with the wind, you could lose your way.
I'll have to take my chances. With any luck, I'll get there before it breaks. 5 kilometers to the main road were a nightmare, slipping, sliding stone under my feet. And above, the sky was becoming ominously black as the temperature dropped. As I reached the main road, I had a piece of luck. A farmer with a load of feed hay in a cart drawn by a small donkey was passing. Hey, Achtung, bitte.
Was wollen Sie?
Do you speak English? Sprechen Sie Englisch?
Nein. Sprechen Sie Deutsch?
Oh, no. I want to go to Wintersbad.
Wintersbad? Ja.
Ich gehen mit eins?
Im Wintersbad?
Ja.
Ja, kommen Sie.
Dankeschön. Ich möchte einen Doktor, Dr. König.
Oh ja, ja, Herr Dr. König. Zurück. Wir müssen gehen.
I climbed aboard among the sweet-smelling hay. I was shivering and glad to pull its warmth around me. The farmer let me off at the doctor's house. The doctor was out on a house call, but his wife let me in to wait for him. She was also kind enough to let me make a phone call on my credit card.
Hello?
Betty Sprague?
Alec?
Yes.
For heaven's sake, where are you? In Austria?
Yes.
Oh, isn't this lucky? I've been racking my brains trying to get in touch with you.
Oh, why?
Well, those people, your tenants, you know the Gottschalks?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've been on pins and needles, Alec. They haven't arrived yet. I don't mean to worry you, but...
Well, that's all right, Betty. Matter of fact, that's the reason I called. I had a hunch maybe they wouldn't.
Is something wrong, Alec? What can I do?
Nothing, Betty. I'll have to handle it from this end.
You don't sound like yourself. Are you sick?
I don't know.
Well, is Moira all right?
I have to hang up now, Betty. You'll be seeing us very soon. Tomorrow, if I can arrange it.
Alec, you're scaring me. What is it? What's wrong?
I was scaring myself because once again I was blacking out. That's the way the doctor found me when he returned, and I don't know what garbled story I blurted out. It was only after I found myself gulping some scalding black coffee that I gathered my wits enough to return to normal.
Very well. That is better. The eyes begin to focus now. You know me?
Yes, but...
I am Dr. Franz König. You are in my consulting room.
Have I told you why I am here?
Oh, you have told me a great deal. You came to me under the influence of drugs, Mr. Grant. Some form of hallucinogen plus deep sedation. And you have told me a most exceptional story.
My wife, Moira. You've got to come and see her, Doctor. I'm afraid.
Yeah, I too am afraid for her. That is why, if you feel well enough now, I suggest we get into my automobile and drive quickly before the storm breaks to bring your wife away from that evil house.
What do you mean?
I try to explain that to you as we drive.
You mean that Frau Zauber has been systematically drugging us?
If what you tell me about your wife is true, who else?
But why?
First of all, because she is not Frau Sauber.
Well, who is she then?
I cannot give you the whole answer to that. Oh, I can tell you that her real name is Gretel Gottschalk.
But her husband?
Hans has been dead for the last 20 years. I wrote his death certificate myself.
But the Gottschalks were young people, my age, younger.
2 generations ago, yeah. How old do you think Gretel is now?
Gretel? Oh, you mean the woman I know as Frau Sauber?
Yeah.
I don't know. Nearly 80, I would think.
You would be wrong. By the records of my grandfather, who was also a doctor, she was born in 1871.
109? But why would she pretend to be younger? Why all this masquerade about dragging us over here and pretending to exchange homes?
Because she does not want to die. Gretel, or the woman you call Frau Sauber, has been shunned for the last 20 years. People are afraid of her. They believe, at the very least, that she is a witch.
At the very least? What else? A vampire?
There is a legend here that witches possess human bodies. And having lived out the term of the human they invade, must find a new one to violate.
And she wants to invade my wife's body and steal it for her own.
I say the real danger is that she believes she can.
Then for pity's sake, let's get there.
I'm driving as fast as I can in this weather.
What is it?
The motor. I can't believe it.
We're not out of gas. We can't be. If we get stuck in this blizzard, we'll be buried in an hour.
I don't see how it is possible. But we are out of petrol.
Well, now what do we do?
No one will be traveling this road on a night like tonight. We must walk.
What, back to Wintersbach?
It's too far. If we are to save your wife, we go on to the Gottschalk house.
The wind is built up, driving the snow before it into our faces, blinding us. It was an endless journey to the chalet, and by the time we reached it, we were exhausted. Inside the house, there was light, but there was nothing else. No Frau Sauber, or whoever she was, but more important, no Moira. Moira! Moira!
Yeah, you wouldn't find her by calling for her. We must do the finding.
How?
We can start by looking for the witch. Where's her home? Have you the flashlight, Herr Grant?
It's almost burnt out. Wait a minute, there's a light. Here.
Yeah. As you described it. It's the night before you thought this door led to the tunnel and the cave of bats?
Yes.
This armoire, right opposite the door. Let's see. Just a clothes closet. The back is solid. But wait. There is a mark on the floor. See?
From the casters on the legs. It must be hinged to swing open.
Yeah. There's a hinge on this side.
That means there must be some sort of a catch or a lock on my side. Yes, I have it.
It's opening.
And right behind it is the passage I went down that leads to... Wait. Listen.
So there are bats.
Yes. And that proves she's a witch.
And also you may be right. A vampire.
She's got Moira. Come on. I tore recklessly down the twisting, tortuous passageway. The doctor followed more slowly. As I ran, I could hear words, chanted in Frau Sauber's cracked old voice. Words that chilled my blood.
Oh, thou art my own king and emperor of the northern parts. I call people and exercise thee to lend me all your awesome power to enter this young nation that I
the witch of the inner circle.
I had reached the entrance to the cavern. On a slab of stone, like a rough altar, Moira lay, unmoving. Behind her, a step higher, that ghost-gray bat was poised, the words I had heard issuing from its mouth. And behind it, obscenely, a crucifix turned upside down.
I feel your presence. I feel your power.
What is it, Herr Grant?
A filthy, pagan rite. All the forces of evil and the legions of hell.
But the moment
what do we do?
is at hand.
We call on him and ask him to lend us his strength.
In your name, I will be reborn. As I drink her blood, I will be done.
No! Stop!
You are too late, Hildebrand. He is mine! Mine for all days!
As she bared her fangs and bent to sink them in Moira's throat, I went berserk. Seizing the torch from the shaken doctor's hand, I shone it directly in her face. As she recoiled from the light, I lunged and drove the heavy oaken alpenstock with its steel-tipped end through the loathsome, furry body, driving it back to pin it to that obscene, inverted crucifix. I took Moira up in my arms, rushing through the mist, gasping for breath, dodging flames which were beginning to sprout from the earth. I reached the safety of the passageway none too soon, for suddenly, behind us in the cave, the floor exploded with a roar of flame and hissing steam. Doctor, is Moira all right?
Yeah, she is fine. Oh, she was very heavily drugged, more so than you. But she is young and will shake them off.
What happened last night, Doctor?
Herr Grant, this whole countryside around here sits on a subterranean lake of boiling sulfur springs. It happens now and then. There was an explosion. Too much pressure. It blew off like a volcano.
Did you see everything I saw?
Oh, the light was poor. My eyes are not what they were. The mist of steam created strange illusions. That cavern is gone forever, buried under tons of earth and stone. You need fear nothing anymore. You are free of her forever.
There's nothing either good or bad, but thinking makes it so, as Hamlet remarked to Rosencrantz and Guildenstern. Are there such things as witches and vampires? I can only answer with another quote. We are what we believe.
This is E.G. Marshall inviting you to return to our Mystery Theater for another adventure in the macabre. Until next time, pleasant dreams.
another day to live through. Better get started. December 1965. Is that all it has been since I inherited the world? Only 3 years. Seems like 100 million. Yeah, I own the world. An empty, dead, silent world. More of them for the pit. Every day there are more of them. They live off the weak ones and leave them for the pit. KOKW calling. Come in. KOKW calling. I'm on international frequency. Come in. Can't bear to see their image. It repels them. I need more mirrors. And this garlic's lost its pungency. a time when eating was pleasurable. Now it bores me. Just fuel for survival. I'll settle for coffee and orange juice this morning. But first, there's my life to consider. I'd better replace that garlic. I'll need more, lots more. Better stop off and get them. I can't afford the luxury of anger. Anger can make me vulnerable. It can destroy my reason, and reason's the only advantage I have over them. I've got to find where they hide during the day. Uncover every one of them. Now, where did I finish off yesterday? Madison Street to 31st Avenue. 11 kills. Over 3 years. And there's more than half the city I haven't searched. Just wide enough to keep the flesh apart so their body seal can't function. And how many more of these will I have to make before they're all destroyed? They want my blood. Their lives are mine. And I still get squeamish. Wait. That garlic. I'd better put it back where it belongs. I can't live a heartbeat away from hell and forget it. One more stop I'll have to make. I can get rid of them later. Right now, I'm out of gas. still fresh. But I'll take only what I need. They've got to last. They can wait, too. I've got my life to worry about. Those mirrors have to be replaced before dark. Square blocks to search. How many of them still exist? How long will I have to keep up this search? I haven't much time left. It'll be dark in an hour. Now, 12 long hours before the sun will rise and drive them back to darkness.
Morgan, come out. Come out. Morgan, come out. Come out.
Another day. Another day to start all over again. Birds. Birds. God, how I miss you. The sun's already set. They'll be everywhere.
It's Morgan. Get him. 3 years.
Hey, Verge.
Yes? Oh, no. My makeup. My hair.
Hey, where is everybody? All I can see
Hi,
is...
Ben.
Oh.
I can hear children, but I can't see any children.
Uncle Ben! Uncle Ben! Hey, look at how I'm crazy. Uncle Ben, Uncle
Kathy.
Ben, Uncle Ben! Where'd you bring me?
Open them and see. Open them and
Oh,
see.
come.
Kathy. I'm gonna punch you. I'm gonna punch Christy.
Take a look at this.
It's highly theoretical, Ben.
Theoretical? Do I have to remind you that theory is a beginning of solution?
Is Europe's disease carried on the wind? Is it, Ben?
Could be.
And if it is,
It isn't, Verge.
is that what you really think, or just what you'd like to think?
I cannot accept half-baked theories that sell newspapers. I'm a scientist, not an alarmist.
You're whistling past the graveyard.
Is that a commentary on my work at the lab?
We both know how hard you've worked.
I'm sorry, Ben. I just can't accept the idea of universal disease.
Uncle Ben, you promised y'all a card trick.
All right, Kathy. Who can resist that face? All right. Card tricks. Card tricks.
Robert, is it possible this germ or virus could be airborne?
Anything is possible, Verge. The best brains in the world have been running through this thing with a fine-tooth comb. The germ is visible under a microscope, but it's not like any bacilli ever known.
In what way?
It can't be destroyed by any process we've been able to uncover.
But with the whole world trying, there must be a solution.
Hey, Mommy, when are you gonna cut the cake?
Right now, our problem is to cut that cake.
Hey, Mommy! Hey, Mommy!
Coming, coming.
wind wake you up?
It always does.
How do you feel?
I'm all right.
Oh, don't get up, honey.
I'm not sick, Bob. I'll make
You
you
don't
breakfast.
have to.
I'll be all right. Go on and read your paper.
All right. Oh, sweetheart, look, if you don't feel well, please go back to bed.
I'm just a little tired, that's all. I wish somebody would find a vaccine.
It's all we're working on at the lab, Verge. Maybe you better not send her to school today.
All right. You think you should go to work?
I have to.
Oh, Bob. Bob. I'm so frightened.
Everything's gonna be all right, sweetheart.
Well?
The bacilli are multiplying.
That kicks the bone marrow theory in the head.
This specimen shows a higher white count than when I put it on the slide. Those cells are still living, Dr. Mercer, off one another.
There has to be an answer. You heard that all communications are ended outside the continental limits?
Yes, I heard.
That leaves it in our laps. So we keep trying. Where's Cortman?
Well, he should be here by now.
You two stay on this virus theory until I decide it's exhausted.
Right.
Yes, sir?
Morgan will fill you in.
All right, sir. And what did the great man of science have to say today? More of the usual?
Oh, he's trying, Ben, just like the rest of us.
And nothing works. The streets are swarming with truckloads of bodies that they're throwing into that god-awful pit. And the dedicated Dr. Mercer goes on with his plodding, unimaginative approach.
You have a better idea?
Maybe. At least it involves imagination.
Ben, it's as simple as this. An unknown germ is being blown around the world. It's highly contagious and it's reached plague proportions.
And you don't believe some of the dead have come back?
Let's get to work.
And why are they burning the bodies? Why don't they bury them?
Because it's the best known way to control the contagion, to keep the germ from spreading.
That's what we've always believed, at any rate.
You'd prefer us to believe in vampires?
If they exist, yes. There are stories being told, Bob.
By people who are out of their minds with fear.
Maybe. But there are too many to be just coincidental. Stories about people who have died and have come back.
They're stories, Ben, stories.
And why are the infected people always so tired in the daytime? Why can't they stand the sunlight? Why are they only seen at night?
Come here. Look.
I know his look.
Now, is this bacilli or isn't it?
It doesn't alter.
And this bacilli is found in the blood of every infected person, or isn't it?
To show me germs is not to refute these stories, Bob. Point is, if there are vampires, they exist in spite of these germs.
Come on, let's get to work.
And until further notice, this station will continue its around-the-clock coverage of this national disaster. And now, we switch you to the state capitol, where His Excellency, the Governor, is speaking from the Executive Mansion.
Further, I have, in conjunction with the federal government, declared this state to be a disaster area. The public health is dependent on bodies of the deceased being burned. You must notify the health department immediately if you have a plague victim in your home. Under no circumstances should you gather publicly. In view of the dire emergency that exists, I intend to...
Anything new?
Huh? No, nothing new. Nothing.
Mommy, where are you? Mommy, I can't see. Mommy.
I'm going to call the doctor.
I said no. Virg, there's nothing they can do.
We can't just let her lie there.
Well, this way she has a chance. If you call a doctor, he'll report it. Do you want that?
Mommy, help me. Mommy. Mommy, please help me. Mommy, help me.
How can you be so sure she's...
Blindness is one of the symptoms. You're not to call a doctor under any circumstances. No one is to come into this house. Now remember that.
Mommy. Mommy. Mommy, where are you?
I've got to pick Ben Cortman up on the way to the lab. No one is to come into this house. Now remember that.
Who's there?
It's me, Ben. We're late. Ben, what's the matter with you?
Nothing, and I'm going to keep it that way.
Ben, look, let's talk about this.
There's nothing to talk about. You think I'm out of my mind. You laughed at me and my theory. You might be one of them.
Ben, look, you're ill. You ought to see a doctor.
No doctors. You take care of your life, I'll take care of mine. Now get away from here. You understand? Get away from here!
If you're looking for anybody but me, forget it.
Are they all gone?
That's right.
Is there any hope from the latest reports?
No, not yet. But believe me, Morgan, we'll find an answer.
When, Doctor? We need it right now. I need it.
You're the only one who wasn't afraid to come here today.
What's going to happen, Dr. Mercer? Is everybody in the world going to die before someone finds the answer?
No, I don't think so. I don't deny there's some strange evolutionary process going on, but mankind won't be destroyed. The fact that you and I are working here today is evidence of that.
All right, let's roll.
When? When?
I called a doctor. I had to.
I told you not to call anyone.
Mom, she was blind. She couldn't see. She kept reaching out her hands, groping for me. And then, all of a sudden, she was gone. When they came in, I tried to stop them. They took her.
I saw a truck out there. Was that it? Was it?
I'm sorry, lady. There's nothing I can do.
Let that truck through. Get out of the way. Get back, folks. Nobody's allowed out there. Please, all of you, get behind those lines. Look sharp there. Move. Move along.
Make way for that truck. Make way.
Hey, you, mister! Come back! Come back!
Did this truck just come in from Market Street? I said, did this truck just come in from Market Street?
Mister, I don't know.
Hey, you don't belong in here. Get out. I said get out.
I want my daughter.
Mister, a lot of daughters are in there, including my own.
Verge. Birch. Oh. No. I won't let them put you there, Virge. I promise. I won't let them put you there. Who is it? Who's there?
Robert. Robert.
Morgan, we're going to kill you, Morgan. Morgan, you hear? Morgan. Morgan. Do you hear, Morgan? Morgan. Do you hear, Morgan?
If Cortman thinks he can get to me by destroying my car, his wits are getting dull. This convertible would be nice. Probably handles well. But I can't think of comfort. There was a time when I shopped for a car. Now I'm looking for a hearse. This station wagon will have to do. Alive. It's alive. Wait! Don't run away! Come back here! Don't run away! Come back! Come back here! Wherever he is, I've got to find him. If I have to search every street, every house, every alley, every inch of this town, I've got to find him. Come back! Hey, boy, where are you? Where are you, pal? Come here. They're dead. They've been staked. But these are made of iron. Not wood, like mine. Someone else is alive in this world. But where are they? Where are they hiding? How many are there? Where did they come from? Why haven't I seen them? This is Robert Morgan. If somebody can hear me, answer me. For God's sake, answer me. This is KOKW calling. KOKW calling. Answer me. So you finally decided to come back. It's all right, boy. Good boy. Don't worry, boy. You're going to be all right. Yes, you are. There, now we've got you all cleaned up, hmm? You're gonna feel better. I'm gonna put you down here now, and you can rest, hmm? Got you all cleaned up. There you go. Rest. Oh. You know they're out there, don't you? You poor, driven thing. Everything's gonna be all right. Nobody's gonna hurt you. Everything's gonna be all right. All right. You're going to get better. We're gonna have lots of happy times together. You'll see, everything's gonna be fine. What's the use? Wait, I'm not gonna hurt you. Can't you understand? Wait! Wait! I'm not going to hurt you. Wait! 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 I couldn't be out here in the daylight if I was one of them. You know that they can't come out until sundown. Do you want to come with me, or do you want to face them? feeling better?
Yes,
Would you like a cup of coffee?
thank you. You seem very well organized here.
Yeah.
My name is Ruth Collins. I was married. I lost my husband. You are alone? You were married.
Yes.
Children?
A daughter.
What are you doing? Please stop, please. Stop it, please. You're making me sick.
Why do you turn
Please.
away?
Please.
Why do you turn away? You are infected.
No.
Infected systems are allergic to garlic.
You think I'm one of them.
You will be.
You've made up your mind just because
You can't change the facts by talking.
Facts. What facts? That I got sick? I've had a sensitive stomach all my life. I saw my husband killed, torn to pieces right in front of our house. I've been wandering ever since, hiding at night, not eating more than scraps, sick with mourning, sick with fear, unable to sleep. Then you shout at me. You chased me across a field, hit me, dragged me to this house. And to top it all, when I get sick because you shove a piece of reeking garlic in my face, you tell me I'm infected.
Where are
Let
you
me
going?
go.
You can't go out there. It's almost sunset.
Let me go,
You
I
can't
said.
go out there now. In a few
I
minutes,
don't
the
care.
streets will be full
Let
up.
me go.
At
I don't
least let me give you a
care.
blood test.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
You must be hungry. I'll fix you some dinner. You know, you should eat.
I can't. You seem used to them.
Oh, as much as anybody could be. I'm not frightened of them anymore, if that's what you mean. Oh, I protect myself against them, but only because there's so many. Individually, they're weak, mentally incompetent, like animals after a long famine. If they weren't, they surely would have found a way of breaking in here a long time ago.
Come out, Morgan.
Hear that? That's Ben Cortman. He was my friend.
Your friend?
He was like a kid brother. If I could find him and destroy him.
But you said he was your friend.
When I find him, I'll drive a stake through him, just like all the others.
But you lived through all this. Do you know why?
Perhaps I was chosen. That's a laugh. Or perhaps it's because a long time ago when I worked in Panama, I was bitten in my sleep by a bat. My theory is that the bat had previously acquired the vampire germ. By the time it entered my blood, it had been strained and weakened by the bat system. As a result, I have immunity. Well, it's only a guess, but it's all I have to go on.
You don't think that I'm immune, do you?
It's a simple matter to find out whether you are or not.
What will you do if I am infected? Cure me? You don't have to answer. I know as well as you do. It's incurable.
There might be a way. If not of killing the germ, at least of containing it, keeping it from spreading. If I had the equipment, the time.
Which you don't.
You are one of them.
I was. And without that injection, I'll be one again.
What do you mean? You found a solution?
That's right. Exactly as you said it could be. I take that for it.
What is it?
Defibrinated blood plus vaccine. The blood feeds the germ. The vaccine keeps it isolated and prevents it from multiplying. We've had it for some time now.
We?
There are quite a number of us.
And I thought you were alone. I was going to cure you. Does that amuse you?
No.
Now, I want the truth. I want all of it. Why are you here?
To find out if you know any more than we do. You know far less. We're alive. Infected, yes, but alive. We're going to reorganize society. Do away with all those wretched creatures who are neither alive nor dead. Start everything all over again.
And you want me to join?
You can't join us. You're a monster to them. Why do you think I ran when I saw you? Even though I was assigned to spy on you. Because I was so terrified of what I'd heard about you. You're a legend in the city, moving by day instead of night. Leaving as evidence of your existence bloodless corpses. Many of the people you destroyed were still alive. Many of them were loved ones of the people in my group.
I didn't know.
Is there any way you can get out of here?
What do you mean?
They're coming after you tonight. That's why I was sent here. To prevent you from resisting them. And supposed to keep you here. Until they come.
To kill me?
Yes.
Your new society sounds charming.
The beginning of any society is never charming or gentle.
And you pretended to be shocked at my violence. Well, what are you waiting for? Why don't you go on and use it? Get it over with. Use it. Get it over with.
Now you know. What are you going to do? you doing?
It's already done.
What?
Look. Look. You see? It worked, Ruth. The antibodies in my blood worked. My blood has saved you, Ruth. Do you know what this means? You and I can save all the others. We won't be alone. We'll never be alone again.
You are sure?
Wait. Don't be afraid. Where are you
I've
going?
got to get out of here. Tell them you're not a
You
threat
can't
to us.
go out there.
You
You
can save all
wouldn't
of
get
us.
10 feet.
When they come here, there won't be time for questions and answers. They'll come to kill. For God's sake, Robert, let me go. Oh, Robert, please.
Ruth, look, tomorrow.
Please. Oh, Robert.
Tomorrow, Ruth. Tomorrow will be
No.
all right.
Robert, no. Robert.
Yes, Ruth.
What if this doesn't last?
But it will. I've already checked it under the microscope. Wait, I'll show you. I'll prove it to you. I'll check it again. Ruth, just take a look at this. This'll prove it to you. Ruth, there's no change. I've double-checked.
Robert!
Ruth! Ruth!
Robert!
Ruth! Get away from her! Ruth, are you all right? Are you all right?
Run, Robert! Robert, run! Run! They've come to kill you, Robert. Run! Run!
Up there!
There he is.
Wait! You don't understand! Wait!
Get him! Get him! the block. Move! Move! This way. Hey, over here! This way. Got her outside. Stand back.
There he is, near the church.
All of you. All of you freaks. Mutations.
Hold it.
You're freaks. I'm a man. The last man.
Robert.
They were afraid of me. They were afraid of me. They were afraid of me.
I didn't know. Don't cry. There's nothing to cry about. We're all safe now. All safe.